Intuitive Edge. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me. This is where we take an intuitive look at what's going on in our world. I like to do month ahead videos, and I usually pull out some cards and kind of give an overview. But this month, I'd like to shake it up a little and do it a little differently. I'm going to lay out cards and have you pick your card for the month. So you get to see what are the energies that will be with you this month. What's your month going to look like for February? So without further ado, I'm going to shuffle up the cards. I'll lay out a spread, turn the camera around, and you can pause the video if you want, reflect on it, pick a card for you, and then I'll come back and read that card for you. Okay? All right, we'll be right back. Okay, so if you picked card number 1, you get the King of Cups. Now, the impressions I get with this card for you this month, I get focus on leadership. So perhaps I see somebody perhaps with a job promotion or taking on a leadership role in their job, or being maybe, like I said, job promotion, being promoted, but it's something to do with being entrusted in a position of leadership or taking on a position of leadership. If you're retired, if you're not in the workforce, it could be that you're stepping up as a volunteer, or you're somehow being looked at as a leader. So whether you're starting a group or being active in your church or whatever it is, this is a focus on leadership for you. And the King of Cups is a card of, kings are about mastery. So there is something about your expertise that is going to be either called upon or valued, or something highlighted with something that you have to offer. I also see maybe somebody offering you something as well. So it'll be an equal exchange, and it feels like it's going to be a very beneficial thing for you. So congratulations, card number 1. It sounds like that's going to be a nice focus for you this month. So, all right, on to number 2. Okay, so with card number 2, if you picked number 2, we have the 6 of Cups, and it came in reversed. This is a card of nostalgia, kind of reflecting on the past. There may be some memories or dealing with memories, things of the past that have gone by, and maybe some reflection over the past, or maybe feeling kind of reminiscent of childhood, or wishing maybe for days gone by, or remembrances of someone that you used to know, or it's going to be kind of focused on the past. As a reversal, it could bring a little bit of a challenge. So maybe there's some sad memories, or maybe something is bringing back old memories that maybe are resurfacing, that maybe are unpleasant. It could be some of that. So just be aware, you may have some emotions come up about things that have happened, and maybe the past, maybe something that you can't change about the past that you wish you could go back and do over again. Maybe this might bring up maybe some regrets. Just those kind of emotions might be surfacing for you this month. So just be good to yourself if you're kind of feeling blue, or feeling kind of like, yeah, you're missing the good old days, or having that kind of reflection. Just take care, and it should be more pleasant toward the end of the month, I think, for you. But there would just maybe some stuff surfacing that you might have to kind of deal with. I don't know if maybe there's a funeral you might have to go to, that maybe, it happens too in life. But just kind of a nostalgia and a little bit of sadness along with it. Okay. All right. Number 3. Okay, number 3. If you picked card number 3, you have new beginnings. This is the Ace of Pentacles. Now, for you this month, this is a card of values and new beginnings in things that we value. Okay, with this card, I'm sensing something about trying to make things fit financially. So maybe there's something you've been working on that you're trying to maybe get something, you're wanting to purchase something, maybe paying something off, but something of value to you that's important. And it's like you've been trying to figure out a way to make something work. I see this hand. I see this hand. It's got this value that it's holding, and this down here, it's like trying to fit. It's trying to fit it all together somehow, make something work. Perhaps it may have to do with a business, something in business, or something where you're trying to. I'm going to reflect on this for a second. Okay, let me put this another way. I'm trying to put this in words. I get images and pictures, and sometimes it's hard to put into words what. So I'm going to try to explain this a different way. What I sense is there's somebody who's got a lot on their plate, a lot to do, and they're trying to make it all fit, and not sure how to prioritize and put things in a way that will that is like the best way to do this. I don't know if it's a new project or something, but it's like you've almost got too many. It's like you've got too much, and it's like, okay, what do I need to prioritize in order to make it all fit right? I might have to let this go or do this differently. So this is going to be a juggle for you this month to find out what is your priority and try to really narrow down your focus as to what really matters most, what's the most important thing to focus on. And I do think you'll find your answer. I don't think it's going to be as overwhelming as it might look at the beginning because it's like, I've got all this to deal with. So take some time to really get in touch with what your gut is telling you in terms of how to prioritize this, whatever this is, okay? Whatever you're working on, and you'll find the right way to put this puzzle together for you, okay? So just be open to maybe advice from a friend, or, you don't try to, maybe fix everything on your own. You might have to get some advice or some trusted advice, listen to others, but in the end, I think you'll be able to hone in on what is most important to you, and that's going to help you find your sense of value in all of this, okay? Maybe it's figuring out where you fit into all of this too, so don't discount that, all right? Okay, so, all right, next card. Okay, if you picked card number 4, you have the 10 of Wands. Now, this is a card of responsibility. This is a card of taking on more responsibility, perhaps a little bit more than you would like, okay? Maybe things are kind of being thrust on you and you're having to deal with having to take on an extra burden. It may kind of feel a little bit like a burden. Now, I get that this has to do with possibly home or family. Maybe there's somebody that's moving back home, or maybe there's a situation where you're dealing with a family member that's maybe needing some help, and maybe they're calling on you and kind of putting some burdens on you, and you're kind of having to kind of pick up the pieces a little bit. I feel like this is going to be kind of weighing on you a little bit this month. So just know if you're feeling kind of like you're having to just carry an extra load, to let other people share your burdens, maybe. That would be my advice. To maybe find somebody that, a good trusted friend you can kind of share that with, because that can be a lot to carry. It just feels like you've got a little extra, and it could be a little unsettling, or maybe feeling a little bit of grief over it, or just this extra that I have to deal with, and there's already this all on my plate. So I'm just getting that feeling of home. So there's something about the home that's gonna feel a little bit of a burden to you. But just know, you know, these things come and go. It's not going to last forever. Maybe it's just a transition phase for someone that needs help, or it could just be a transitional phase for you as you're moving through something into something different. So just kind of roll with the changes and know that, you know, you're obviously strong enough to handle it, okay? You're not going to fall under the weight of it, although it may feel that way at times, possibly. Just try to keep your head positive and know that you'll get through this. You might just, you know, pull on some friends to kind of help you out. So, all right, next card. Okay, if you picked card number 5, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Now, this card came in reversed. When I look at this card, I get a sense of a challenge with values, in that perhaps dealing with someone who is a challenge. This might deal with a female perhaps who is a challenge for you right now, or dealing with somebody who is a challenge. There might be somebody whose role is changing, maybe in their job, or perhaps there's something about dealing with a difficult situation it's an unsettled feeling, but it's also a feeling of like mistrust or misplaced trust. Maybe somebody you trusted isn't coming through on their end of the deal. I'm sensing that somebody might be dealing with either bitterness or just a difficult person, and it could be themselves that's difficult. I'm getting to maybe change your focus and try to see things differently. I get like this sadness over something that was important, and this is a matter of changing your perspective, changing how you view it. Whatever this situation is, maybe it's realizing your role in how things turned out. Okay, next card, I have the 9 of Swords. Now, this is the grief and sadness card. However, it came in reversed, which changes that card a little bit. So it could be that you've come through a difficult time, or you've come through something that was maybe not so fun, or maybe a painful situation. And this is just telling you that things are changing in your situation. Maybe they've already started to change, but I think in the month of February, you're going to see a big shift out of that difficult maybe space that you were in, with maybe a relationship or maybe your own self. Kind of similar to the previous card. They're a little bit similar, but this one here is about releasing and letting go and actually getting kind of freed from some of that stuff. So, so any kind of sadness or grief you've been carrying, it should ease and feel a lot better toward the end of the month for you. Okay. All right, I think this wraps it up for this segment. I appreciate you joining me. This has been Intuitive Edge, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.